Today is day 13 of Lightroom tips for wedding and portrait photographers. So today we are doing our second video of an AI function within the updated version of Lightroom Classic. Lightroom has several new incredible features on singling out a certain portion of the image to fix just that portion, and you don't even have to brush it or select it yourself. It will actually pull up all of that information on its own. So today we are looking at fixing skin tones using an AI function where it finds people in the image for you. When we're in Lightroom here in the develop module, you'll see that in the first panel that you pull up, it will show your basic, your tone curve, your colors, and all of that. But when we want to find the AI function where you can look at skin tones, you have to go to the right here and click this mask button. It will give you a couple of different options of how to create masks. It can find the subject for you, it can find the sky for you or the background, and then you can tweak things from there. But if we want to find a specific person, it will actually detect a person here. So I don't know why it didn't pick up my bride here, but it picked up the groom. So let's work on the groom here. So we can actually single out facial skin. And if you look here, it turned his face red there, which means it's selected. So we could fix just his face. We could fix just his body. We could fix just his eyebrows, just his eyes, just his irises. It's really incredible here. So let's zoom in here and we will actually have just his face and body here. So I want to have all of his skin selected and I'm going to create a mask there. So now that it has singled out just his face and body, I can go in here, and especially if I want to fix like a color cast, since they are placed in grass, that grass might be reflecting some green onto his skin there. So we might want to just fix that by increasing the tint here. And let's actually do the extremes so you can see what I'm talking about. So we'll go way up, way down, and let's go back to 0. That's what we had before. And so now I can fix that incrementally if I want to, and it will fix just his skin instead of making the entire image super magenta there and just fixing his skin tone. If I want to create a second mask in addition to his face and skin, I can go over here to the mask button, and up here it will pop up and give me a plus button so I can create a second mask there. So I can go ahead and select the subject and it will actually detect both of them as the subject there. That way, if the sun was a little bit more harsh behind them, then they would be very backlit and they would have strong shadows on them. So maybe if I wanted to fix those shadows, I can select them as the subject, and then I can go over here and bring up the shadows, bring up the black slightly. Really, I'm wanting to bring up those shadows there. And then I could always bring up exposure a little bit, and then I am just able to tweak just them as the subject without compromising the exposure of the entire image. If you don't want to use that AI function of a mask, you can always tweak skin tones by going into the HSL slider. So this is a little extra tip, but if you go just on the normal basic panel, you go past the basic, past the tone curve, and then you go down to the HSL color slider. So I would always change the orange and yellow sliders here in the hue to balance out maybe the green that's reflecting onto them. So if I zoom into my bride here and I'm on the HSL sliders, I would look at the orange and the yellow. And when I'm looking at orange, you'll see that the hue slider here is red to slightly green over there on the right. So I would go to like -5 or -10 to balance out that green that's showing up on her skin from the grass. So then I would also go down to yellow and maybe bring that down to -10. And then I have really balanced out what the green that is shining back onto her skin there. So you can always use the HSL sliders if you don't want to mess around with the AI mask function. And of course, you can press Command C for copy if you want to be able to copy over all of those HSL sliders that we just made there. We can copy just those and go to the next image and press paste or Command V, and it will paste just these HSL sliders. So that way, if you have already made most of your edits, you just really want to fix the skin tone that's showing up there, you can always paste just those HSL sliders and fix it that way and neutralize the green showing up on skin. I hope that this was super helpful for you to be able to fix skin tones like this. If you're experiencing Lightroom being super laggy or super slow, I do have a free class down below in the description on how to actually make Lightroom run faster. So if you're experiencing a lot of lag, like image to image, and editing a wedding is just a pain, look at that class because I do show you exactly how I set all of my settings within Lightroom so that images go from one to the other super, super quickly. As always, if you have any questions about this video, feel free to leave a comment or let me know if there are other questions you have about Lightroom that you would love for me to answer as well. I'll see you in the next video.